we have one last speaker for you today, and I'm thrilled that she made it here. She's been working earlier today on making sure that our environment is safe and dealing with the issue of fracking here in Ohio. And she works on so many issues. She works on women's rights issues. We were talking about how there were 27 bills at one point introduced in the House to limit a woman's right to choose. And Nickie Antonio, who is the representative from Lakewood and parts of Cleveland down in Columbus, was leading the fight against those things. Nickie is the first openly lesbian member of the Ohio General Assembly. I spend a lot of time in the Ohio General Assembly working on employment, housing, and public accommodation discrimination, working on anti-bullying. And the bills that we're working on were introduced by Nickie Antonio. Nickie Antonio goes and talks to other legislators about why our rights are important. Nickie Antonio is on the front lines fighting for all of us every day. She represents you all here in this area, but she represents us all in Columbus. Please welcome State Representative Nickie Antonio.
Good morning. Is it still? No, good afternoon. Thank you, Ed, so much. You know, it's been an honor to work with Equality Ohio, with Ed, and all the people who are working on behalf of equality and the right to be in the state of Ohio. So let's give Ed and Equality Ohio a big round of applause. I love following Joe Simperman, who is our honorary heterosexual gay man. Joe and I have known each other a long time, and we've been in the fight for social justice, for social change that leads to equality for all people for a long time. And we are so lucky to have him and the members of City Council in the city of Cleveland that show such leadership. It's an honor and a privilege to do work with them. Well, I have to say, you all look beautiful and marvelous. People want to know. The question used to be, the question still is, what do women want? What do women want? Okay. You know, women want a lot of things. They want equality. They want freedom of their self-determination to do and to make decisions for themselves in their healthcare decisions and over their body. Right, women? Is that what we want? The freedom to make decisions. What do members of the LGBT community want? The freedom and the right to make decisions over our bodies, about who we love, and to have those relationships. We know they count. We know they're important. My partner and my children are the most important people to me in my life. No one gets between me and my family. Not the government, not the state of Ohio, not the United States of America. Nobody gets between me and my family. And so, we know our relationships count, but we also need to have the legal representation and accountability and documentation to make that so. We have a right to have our relationships be legal And that's why we're here today. Loving our families is our right. Choosing to love and choosing to make that relationship legal under the law is our right. And it's something that all of you and people across this country are willing to fight for. I love this sign. I do deserve equality. I want you to say it with me. I do deserve equality. Before you all go over and have this massive marriage fest, you know, we've been here before for different issues, for equal rights. And there were people that fought for the equal right to marry long before many of you in this crowd were born. Mildred Loving and her husband were a part of a fight for people to marry who they love regardless of their race. And before Mildred Loving died, someone asked her, "What do you think about the gays wanting to marry? What do you think about this?" And I want to read to you what she said. She said, "My generation was bitterly divided over something that should have been so clear and so right. The majority believed that what the judge said, that it was God's plan to keep people apart, and that government should discriminate against people in love. But I have lived long enough to see big change. The older generation's fears and prejudices have given way, and today's young people realize that if someone loves someone, they have a right to marry." Surrounded as I am now by wonderful grandchildren and children, not a day goes by I don't think of Richard, her husband, and our love and our right to marry. How much it meant to have freedom to marry the person precious to me, even if others thought it was wrong. Mildred Loving said, "I believe all Americans, no matter their race, no matter their sex, no matter their sexual orientation, should have the same freedom to marry. Government has no business imposing some people's religious beliefs over others, especially if it denies people their civil rights." I'm here to tell you I agree with Mildred Loving. We must have the freedom to live our lives, the freedom to marry, the freedom to show our children that our relationships matter, that we matter, that we have a right to equality. Because let's face it, we are fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much to everyone organizing it and to the young man who put out a call that all of you answered. Look at each other with pride and with love, and let's keep fighting for equal rights for all of us.